Howdy. Alrighty, let's get into this. Time for a trade recap. Can you guess what happened today? If you've been watching previous videos, you can probably guess. We took a trade. That was a great trade. And would have ended up hitting our take profit, but we got out for a negative profit. Yep, we lost about $193 today, or $139 today, when we could have made about $300. Let's go into the confluences of today's trade. All right, so first off, we can see that we're delivering off a 30-minute for value gap. Yeah, so we're delivering off of this guy. I'm just going to delete this as my nightly condition, but I don't even think it's going to be that good. Anyway, yeah, so we're delivering off of this 30-minute fair value gap right here. Or no, sorry. Delivering off of this 30-minute fair value gap right here. This guy. It's not a pre-market, but it essentially is a pre-market. 30-minute. We then see an inverse on the 3-minute after we had swept out these lows on ES. Yes, ES had swept out these lows. It had swept out London low. And we see NQ is delivering, having an SMT divergence. We're not hitting these London lows, so I decided to take a long today on the NASDAQ. We went in after this 3-minute inverse, started going up a lot, started going to where my take profit was, which was these highs. All of these highs, all of these stacked highs right here. Oh boy, we went in somewhere around here. Stops at no. We had a bad entry today. We went in around here, and our stop loss was about here. So, a really kind of a bad stop loss today, kind of a bad take profit today. But yeah, price shot up. It was going great. Trade was going in my favor. It comes a millisecond away from my take profit, and we go into drawdown, and man, I exited around here. I know. It's so embarrassing. I know. I would have made $300 today. Easy. I could have had a runner today. I mean, what even is this? What risk to reward ratio is this if I just held to the end of market open? So let's say I exited there. Is that even real? A fucking 5-1? I didn't even need to hold to the peak of market open. I could have just held to the end of market open. And like after, let's just say I went in, I exited after this inverse. Anyway, yeah, that's the trade that we took today. Yeah, man, I'm. Why did I exit? Why did I exit today? Well, you'll see that these highs are not equal highs. However, on NQ, on micro NQ, they are equal highs. And what ended up happening is price had came up and taken out this high, and we got that reaction off of it. And I thought that that would have been enough to send lower, which is so dumb because we have so many freaking resting highs right above that one that price 1,000,000% wanted to hit. Of course it wanted to hit. You didn't even I knew we were going to hit all of these highs the night before. I don't know, man. It's just that uncertainty monster. It's just me. It is just I'm really dealing with the you versus you thing in the markets right now. I really am. And it is unfortunate. because I'm getting this. I'm understanding this whole trading thing. I understand why we had this upturn today. I called that the night before. I saw that we were, Asian session was consolidating, London session was manipulating these Asian lows, and we had pumped pre-market. I saw that. I saw that even, from 8 o'clock till 9:30 we were pumping, and I still didn't go in like a moron. Yeah, man, I'm just like, I'm really at a crossroads with my trading, man. I'm really, really, really at a crossroads with my trading. I know exactly what to look for on the charts. I know there's room to refine. I know there's room to grow. I know there's room to you know become better with my strategy. There's room to refine. There isn't another indicator that I need to add. There isn't another boot camp I need to watch. There isn't another book I need to read. I'm going to do all of those things because they feel great and it is inherently going to help my trading. But at the same time, I'm at a point right now with my trading that I know exactly what to look for. I know exactly when to enter, but I'm just not entering when I need to, and I am taking profits when I shouldn't, or stopping myself out for a loss when I shouldn't. Like case in point today, I stopped myself out in a deficit when we would have hit my take profit, and I would have made $350. $700 if I was trading on both accounts of real money. So, how am I going to rectify this? How are we going to become better? Well, I think that what I need to do, hold on, I want to see my face on this one. I want to make this a little bit bigger too. What I need to do, or let me just, what am I doing? What I need to do, I need to start getting reps in on facing my uncertainty monster. I need to start taking trades and staring at that trade and just getting comfortable with the uncertainty. I need to start getting into a trade and just committing to it. And the way I can do that is by kind of drowning out the inner critic, and just not thinking, removing my brain from the equation as much as possible once we're out of the trade. How are we going to do that? We set our stop loss, we set our take profit, and we set our break even level. It doesn't have to be a 1-to-1. It doesn't have to be a 2 to, well, it has to at least be a 1-to-1, but it doesn't have to be exactly a 1-to-1. It doesn't have to be exactly 1-to-2. It has to be at an area that makes sense. My stop loss, my take profit, and my break even level need to be at areas that make sense. So before you go into the trade, set your stop loss area, set your take profit area, set your break even area, and as well, get some music going. Put some headphones on. I have noticed that when I put headphones on, it does two things. It distracts me, but it also drowns out that inner critic. So it essentially just does one thing. It distracts me, which could be a powerful tool. It could distract my thinking brain from, thinking, or it could distract my mammalian brain. It can distract that caveman brain that cannot deal with uncertainty, that cannot think in probability. It can calm that down, shut it up, and not allow it to take action by not thinking, by just watching and just being like, if it hits that break even line, then I'm gonna set my stop loss to break even. And that's the only thing I'm gonna do on the charts Before the trade goes through, I'm I'm gonna think so hard, and I know I can only do that for about an hour and a half. And once I press buy or sell, put the headphones on, drown out that inner critic, and don't even think. Just let price do its thing. I don't care if it comes a tick away from your stop loss like it did today. Just don't think. Just allow it to do what it needs to do. That's it, man. That's all you got to do is just not think when you're in the trade. Because if you think, you're going to overthink because you got ADHD. So just stop thinking when you're in the trade. Just set it up so you don't have to think before you get into the trade. Like I said, put your stop loss, your take profit, and your break even in areas that make sense. So you don't have to move around your stop loss, your take profit, and your break even. You don't have to be discretionary with your trade when you are in your trade. I think later down the line, you're going to build that discretion and eventually you'll get better at that. But the only way to do that is to get the reps in, is to face the uncertainty, is to understand the math, not in a way that you just see it on paper, but in a way that you've dealt with it, in a way that you've experienced it for an entire year. And you know that if you wait for this to happen, and then this happens, and then you get confirmation that it's going to go in your way, and you set the stop loss, and you set the break even, and you do that 100 days in a row, by the end of the 100 days, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to lose a lot of money, but you're going to make more than you lose. The math is just going to do it for itself. That's what I've got to do at this current point in time. I've got to face the uncertainty and see the math play out in real time. I don't think I need a back test anymore. I'm going to because I really enjoy back testing. I don't think I need to read another book. I think I'm going. Hold on. Yeah?
Can you do that downstairs?
Yeah. Sorry.
I can hear you in the train.
Sorry. Like I said, stop thinking. Stop reacting when you shouldn't. React when you should before you place the trade. Think when you should before you place the trade. But man, when you place that trade, understand that you're just leaving it up to the market to do what it needs to do. Oh, I'm at my parents' house by the. Uh-oh. Oh, well, y'all see it. I might as well show you. This is me as a baby. What is it? What am I called? The big meatball or something? None of those meatballs taste so good. Spaghetti. That's me. Oh, look at this. You see that eye color? You see how it's blue? And you see how your boy's got some green eyes? It's a funny little coincidence. Is that me? Is that me over there, or did I get switched as a baby? No, my eyes change color. But anyway, like I said, man, you don't have to think. You don't have to think when you're in the trade. Just let it play out. And then, once you see that, once you're able to calm down and understand that the math is going to take care of itself, then you can start thinking while you're in the trade. Then you can start putting your trailing stop. Then you can start putting multiple take profits. Then you can start, adding to your position. All of those things are going to get you even more money. That are going to close that profit gap, you know? But right now we're at a point where we know what to look for in the charts. We know what to do before we place the trade. Now we need to do. Now we need to learn what to do when we're in the trade, which is nothing, which is freaking my brain out because, like I said before, we are humans who are designed to control. We hate uncertainty, and that is all the market is. It is a big pool of uncertainty. I have no idea whether the market's going to go up or down tomorrow, and that terrifies me, especially when I'm risking something. So, yeah, I think that my mental's in a good spot. I think that I'm in a spot where I'm like, okay, I am dealing with a problem that is not impossible. I don't need to spend another 6 months learning a new trading strategy. I don't need to hop on a new prop firm. I don't need to trade a new index. I don't need to, there's nothing like insane like that I need to learn, or that something new indicator that's going to completely change my strategy and fix this problem. I understand the problem. I understand that it's all up here. The problem is up here right now. It's the uncertainty. It's the wanting to control. And I guess the hard part of that is that, that's why it is hard. It's up here. It's my brain. I have to change my brain. I have to do the thing that all of the gurus have been telling me to do. The prophets are the charts are showing me my greatest weakness. And that's that. As hard as it is to say, I'm kind of a fucking bitch. I am a scared little bitch. Straight up. That is my problem. I am a fucking pussy. That's what it is. I cannot allow that to hit my stop loss, my take profit. I mean, I understand that if I think that this week at my parents' place could really be completely changing my trading. If I just, for the rest of this week, if I take a trade every day, I don't care the news that comes out, I don't care the conditions, I don't care anything. If I just take trades where my setup is presenting itself, where, I have a high conviction in it, I have every confluence telling me that it's going to go through, and I take the trade, and I set my stop loss at an area that makes sense, and I set my take profit at an area that makes sense, and I set my break even at an area that makes sense, and when I press that buy or sell button, I'm just not thinking, and I'm allowing price to do what it needs to do. I think that by the end of this week, I'm gonna make money. I think I'm gonna make money by the end of this week if I just do that. If I just do that. That's it, man. And I know I've been saying this over and over and over again, but I think that's what it's gonna take. I think that's what trading is, I think we're human beings, and the thing that we're doing on the charts every single day is directly counteracting the thing that we've evolved into as human beings over millions of years. And that's hard to do. It's really hard to change your brain, especially when you've been relying on it for your entire life. As human beings, we've been designed to control the outcome and avoid uncertainty. That's been everything as human beings. And every day on the freaking charts, I am only going to hurt myself if I do those things. I will not be a profitable trader if I continue to try and control the situation and I cannot deal with uncertainty. It doesn't matter if I have the greatest strategy in the world, which I think I do. I think ICT trading is the greatest strategy in the world. I truly believe that. I think that it is that way because it's not necessary. I don't even think that ICT is necessarily a strategy. I think it's just how the market works. I think ICT trading is literally just where are the orders and where are the stop losses. That's it. That's what ICT is. Anyway, like I said, I don't, even if you have the greatest strategy in the world, if you cannot deal with uncertainty and you cannot allow the markets to control the price, you're not going to be a profitable day trader. That's it. And that's so big. And that's such an integral part of trading. Is your mental, is your psychology. And it's not like, it's not like waking up at fucking 6 a.m. every day and hopping in the sauna and getting a workout in and working your ass off every day. No, it's following your rules and sticking to your strategy. It's simpler than that. And that's terrifying because it seems as though that it's not enough because it's not controlling the price. You know, there's not I could read a million freaking books
about market conditions, about psychology, about, famous traders, about whatever. It doesn't matter. The market doesn't care. The market's not a person. It's a collective group of people. It's not going to hear you when you're asking it, I've got rent to pay. I've put all this work in. Please just go my direction. And that's really hard to deal with. That's really hard to deal with. Because, like I said, we've evolved to make it so that we need to do that. We need to control in order to survive. And I'm trying to break that cycle in my brain. And that's really hard. And I think that it's going to take me a long time to truly, truly realize that and truly, have that be part of my trading strategy. Anyway, I'm in Utah right now. So market opens at freaking 7:30. Oh my god, I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna go bed now so I can wake up at like 5 because I've got my sister's graduation to do. And I'm gonna take a shower and all that stuff before the market opens so that I can focus on the market. Maybe we can go over our nightly condition in this trade recap just for funsies. Yeah, so for today's nightly condition, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing much at all. The only thing that I'm seeing right now is that maybe we can come down to the New York AM low. I think that's really the only thing that is gonna make price move. I think maybe we can get some downwards momentum tomorrow. We have a lot of stacked lows. We have some relative equal lows here on NQ. I think ES took out these lows. And you know what? ES has been dumping. We have inversed this. Okay. We haven't inversed this yet. I don't think we're going to inverse this. I think that the nightly condition is going to be on ES tonight. I think that either we inverse this 30-minute for value gap. Is there any 4 hours or 1 hour? Also, the Wi-Fi is absolute buns in here. I bet you I'm lagging right now. I'm lagging. Alright, yeah, this shit's just so buns. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's a pretty good condition, actually. Yeah, man, if we can come up and respect this for value gap, or inverse this 4 hour pre-market, we're going to be very bullish for tomorrow. Or we come up and inverse this opening week gap. And honestly, just this whole area of imbalance here, but I'm not going to chart that. To hit all these stack lows, these are pretty, honestly, I would see that ES would want to come up to these highs. NQ has just been bull running today. Well, NQ has just been consolidating. Maybe, I bet you if we're getting some accumulation right now, that means we're going to get some manipulation. And I think we're going to want to distribute to the upside. But if we're accumulating now, maybe what we do is we come into the EQ of this range. We might even already be in it. Oh, we already in it. So maybe this was the manipulation, like right here. This is that New York AM session. Maybe we can come up and inverse this 4 hour throughout the night. But we are stuck between two fair value gaps. We could just consolidate literally all night tonight.
Anyway, that is the nightly condition. If we can inverse this fair value gap, I would see that we were going to hit these highs. If we come up to respect this fair value gap, then we're going to go down to these lows, maybe fill in this opening week gap more. I honestly really doubt we're going to go to these lows. These aren't really like super probable. I mean, does NQ have any stacked? These are relatively equal. Not really though. Like the more equal highs would be the ones that we've already hit. And honestly, the lows that I'm seeing the price would want to hit are these ones right here. Inside of fair value. These are the most probable areas of liquidity for me for tomorrow. Maybe this guy too. You know, there's just so many draws in liquidity to the downside compared to the upside. But I mean, that's what happening in the last couple of fucking months, as we've been seeing relative equal lows. We've been seeing EQ. We've been seeing stacked session lows. We've been seeing all of these lows that would just be so amazing to hit, but yet we just keep fucking running to the upside. So, you know, that's the nightly condition. I think that, like, if ES just respects this fair value gap all night long, we're creating a lower high right now. We have 1, 2, 3 lower highs. We have 1, 2, 3 lower lows. If we can come down, inverse this opening week gap, I think that NQ is going to hit these lows. These lows right here. But do you see what I'm saying? Did you see what I just said? Do you see how what I'm saying is making sense? Do you see my progression? Do you see how what I'm doing on the charts? Hold on, sorry. Do you see what I'm saying? What I'm doing on the charts is making sense. What I'm doing on the charts before I take a trade is like literally exactly what I need to be doing. But when I'm in that trade, when it's time to put risk on the line, I just go crazy. Ugh. You know, that's exactly what I do. I do so perfect up until I take profits early. Anyway, I will see y'all later. I'm gonna head out. I am gonna go partake in a legal substance in a state that is not very legal. But I'm gonna, tomorrow I'm gonna make the best decision for myself. Hopefully, once I make that decision, I can commit to it. I'll see you later, guys. Peace out.